Alrighty, guys, it is 3:30. It is Tuesday, December 30th, and the market has kind of died off quite a bit. Time to wrap it up, and so far, news this morning came out that the housing data was pretty good. The PMI was pretty good. Market just went back and forth, kind of in the range. So not much change from an analysis. This morning we said you're looking to buy weakness all the way down here to the 69.10s. Sort of 20s, and then looking to sell strength up to the 69.85s. And so far, we didn't get much of range. VS got to pretty much a tight range, and back and forth it went. No trades on the ES for me today. I did a couple of trades on the Nasdaq, but I mean, you saw I'm down 113 on 6 round turn, 133, and that was this morning. Yeah, I stopped trading it because I tried to get long here at the lower end of the range. One repaired it one, and then I got low tick, like a little burst to the downside. And it's like one of those things where you see that big burst, and it's like suddenly you're stopped out. It's like, how the heck, you know? And then we tried another short trade on the way up, thinking that this would potentially be a little channel and another retest of the lows. And again, high ticked on that thing, and then it backed off, and then finally it took off. And on the way up here, I tried a long trade and got shaken out of that trade after having a pretty good profit amount on it. So that was just frustrating. And then the last trade I took was a short trade, not necessarily great trade location, but it looked like he was stalling here, retesting this rotation at the tablet. But no, they took it higher, and they high ticked me on that one, and then they took it higher. So I just stopped. I figured I'm on the wrong side of this every freaking time. So, and if I'm not wrong, I'm just getting run around and like knocked out. So I stopped, down 133 bucks on the ES on 6 round turns. Oh, sorry, on the Nasdaq on 6 round turns. So I just left it there, and the market just right now is not going anywhere. So I'm going to go into tomorrow's trading just range bound on the ES, looking to sell strength, buy weakness, same levels exactly as before. We'll adjust it going into tomorrow's trading as well a bit, but pretty much range bound trading is what it looks like. Tomorrow morning, it's a full day on Wednesday, New Year's Eve. We do have news at 8:30, jobless claims, and then oil report at 10:30. So that's what we have to work with. Even at 2 o'clock when the Fed minutes came out, there wasn't much happening on that one as well. So it's been pretty much a range bound day. But the fact that I got caught in that, I was on the right side on that first trade, got knocked out, and then I made a mistake of thinking that they were trying to take it lower. And a little bit patient there would have probably saved my butt, but it didn't. So I'm down a little bit on that one. However, good news is I did make it back on the bonds. And so the bond market, I took one trade there. I wasn't too aggressive on the bond market. It can't be that. So I was looking at this morning. We talked about this potential trade setup this morning at the getting long against 16. That would not have worked no matter how I did it, because that would have been, you would have been long, you would have been at break even, you have been stopped out on the way down here. So, and this second retest never had enough contracts to fill you. Then they just went back and forth. Nothing really here to trade against. However, into that London close, well, you had these retests up here back and forth. These are V top, V bottom kind of trades, difficult and not the type of high probability trade you want to try to take. However, when they stalled here at the London close, they took a one retest, third bar there, got clicked in my order, got filled on the fourth bar, and ticked up one for a bit back and forth, and then they start fading. That first rotation down, I could have gotten 4 ticks out of that trade. I was holding out for a little bit more, and then of course I got stuck in this whole thing. Sat in here from like a good noon till like for almost 3 hours before they started moving, and then finally I got a little bit moved. I had a working order at 24 for a while, but they stalled right here at the mean at the 25s, and I was like, ah, crap. Should I hold it or shouldn't I? So I got out. It's like crap. And then, of course, literally as soon as I got out, they started taking this lower, another 2 ticks. I would have gotten filled at 24. That was very frustrating. But then again, it's like you had to make that call pretty quick, because you can see what happened next. They ran it lower, and now they're just drifting right back up again. So I would have been back exactly where I started. So it is one of these things. So, but I got the 6 ticks, 187 bucks out of that trade. So I'm down 133 in the Nasdaq. I'm up 187 on the bond. So net profitable. So there you go. We'll take that. I wasn't. That's why I had my 187 to take, and if I could go for more, or I could just give it back. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it. So anyway, that's what happens. You can never. It's hard to be right. You have to take the profit when you have it. More patience. I was almost thinking they could run down here to the midpoint, or maybe even the low here at the 20s, but as you can see, they're not happening. And But I was waiting for that little failure, and so I got out when I had enough to get back on the green side of things for the day. I wasn't going to try to trade it back on the Nasdaq. It's just one of those days where I just keep, if you're on the wrong side of it, you're just going to get yourself chopped up. So overall, down 133 on the Nasdaq, up 187 on the bonds, and pretty much break even for the day. Pretty plus a little bit, I would say. But anyway, we'll wrap it there, and I'll see you guys back in the morning. We'll go at this again. So, you guys have a good evening, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Last trading day of the year. Alrighty, guys, later.